How's it going? Motor City Miner here, coming at you from the farm, and we got a massive update today. As you can see, not only have I brought most of my stuff from the house, which these are my mining cave rigs that were in the basement, but also a lot of my open air rigs, some desktops, a whole bunch of other stuff. This is what I'm calling the Boneyard. These are all machines that I have no plans to ever use again, now that I have my new awesome rooms in the giant shelves. But brought these over, trying to move out of my old space, and we finally was ready to bring some stuff over, so we got the Boneyard. It'll be good for parts and stuff down the line. Maybe I'll sell a few rigs or something, I don't know. But it is a little loud in here because I'm not quite done, but we have lots of ventilation. These are just some of the work I've done. This is the easiest part. This maybe took a couple hours. But we got full ventilation finally, so let's go check it out. Just gonna go to this back room here. Apologize for all the noise. So I gotta turn the light on. Even though this room doesn't have a light, it's for the next room, but whatever. Alright, so this is the hot box, as I'm calling it. You can see we kind of talked about this, I think, in my last video, where I disconnected this, so I actually shortened it and reused some of this ductwork in the other rooms, which we'll go check out. So this is just blasting out absolutely violent speed air right now. Hard to tell in here because there's nothing in here and blowing, but if I put a flag in here, I'm pretty sure it flies real easily. It is hot, it has balls in here. We got kind of a little covered right now, but we're working on the organizing, but we're just operational. But we got a giant fan, exhaust fan here in the window. This is like I think it's 2.5 foot diameter fan, so moves like I think 3,600 CFM per minute, so it's a lot of air getting sucked out. And then these five, one of them's not broken, but not finished right now. So we're almost done, but not done. But we got 5 intakes. You can kind of see 2 here that go through this lovely hole that's been in this wall that I've used for so many things now. I mean, I'm just glad they left this hole because this masonry wall is massively thick, and I don't know how I'd get through it. But so we got 2 intakes bringing cold air from outside through there, plus all my wiring I've done myself. So those actually, we'll go check out where those go in a minute. These 2 are for the blue room, which is my main GPU mining room. And then the other 3 go to red, gold, and green room. And those go up above. So you can see we got 1 through there. You can, right where my finger is, you can kind of see where this duct has to connect to. It's a little tight through there, so that's a 4-inch. These are all 6-inch, but there's a 4-inch sticking out that I'm going to use to get through the tight spot. So I need to get a reducer, a duct reducer, to go from the 6-inch size here to the 4-inch size there, and then back up to a 6 on the other side. I couldn't really think of any other way to get through this wall at the moment. I mean, this is all semi-temporary. Like, I'm hoping I can get this to run for a while, and then hopefully in the next bull run, not financial advice, but in the next bull run, hopefully this does really well for me, and I can actually have money to, like, you know, have like real ducting, like this actually go outside through the wall and like have a giant exhaust fan and like essentially duplicate this run over there as an intake. But you know, no money for that right now. We're using the parts we have. Had all these ducting from the last bull run at the other place, so we're making it work. So I'm hoping this reducer thing works. It might constrict flow a little bit, but I'm hoping that there's enough suction that it just kind of, if anything, it increases the velocity before decreasing again. So let's go check out these different rooms, what we're doing. Alright, so as you can see, we have started putting intakes from the hall too. So we have 4 running right now, of 7. So the blue room only has 1 because it has 2 from outside. Whereas all the other rooms, each will have 2 from the hallway. because they only get one from outside. But this hallway, it's a giant industrial building, all concrete, so it stays pretty cool even in the summer. So I'm hoping that just sucking building air, I mean, you can really cool with even hot air, right? So it's really more about the airflow and changing the air, not so much the temperature of the air. So I'm hoping this works out well. Do got all these little snakes dropping down. Actually found that it silences it a little bit. I originally didn't have those on, it was really loud, and I said, hey, I wonder what happens if I put a tube on it, because I noticed the ones in that room are actually pretty quiet. What you're actually hearing out there is that window fan. And it has made it quieter, so I think I'm going to leave these for now until there's a more permanent solution. But yeah, we're going to go in. I got all my fan speed controllers just dangling down. Eventually, maybe we'll, you know, wall mount those or something and get the wires out of the way. But for now, we're just focusing on getting it operational. So we'll go into the blue room, and you can see I brought furniture finally. So I have places to sit, and it's a game changer. I mean, I was so sick and tired of doing everything standing up. So some desktops and stuff for me to work on. You can see where that 4-inch duct comes back through, and we're gonna have to connect it to this 6-inch duct that's just kind of hanging down from the ceiling right now. So we got all our octa miners in here. We got 8 of them, all running right now, doing great. What were we coming in here for? Oh, so I did put, for the 5 of them, so you saw the 2 fans in the other room on the floor. These ones are actually up above, so I got one there. There's a little hook it's attached to on the ceiling. We got another one there. And then in the next room on this line is the last one. So they're all kind of working in tandem to push air down the lines. I got one fan on each line. It seems to be doing all right. But in this room, you're probably wondering, where on earth did those intakes go? So they actually come out. I had these gaps underneath, so we got intake vent here that's blowing nice cool air at me right now. We got another one over there, so it blows cold air into this room. Plus this guy right above the door that we saw on the other side, which nice cold air. It feels great. Drastically cool in these rooms. It's been, I mean, it's only been fully like this. I mean, it's not even done yet, right? But we've only had like, so this room has 3 intake fans going to it now, and it's like dropped the temperature in here a good 20 degrees already. So we're down from like almost 110 to like, last I looked it was at like 90, and we just started running all 3 fans into this room, and that's with a break. So this little duct here is actually, just because of the negative pressure in these rooms, because I'm sucking so much air out, it's actually sucking hot air from the hot box, so could be cooler in here, but we're not quite there yet. So that's the intake side, but where the real hard work was on this side, the exhaust side, and this was a bitch. Like, oh my god. This duct, if you remember from past videos, ended right there. So we have extended it drastically, not just in this room, but through all the rooms. So we'll go check those out. Those have even bigger fans, but these are, so all those other fans you saw are my 6-inch fans. These were 2 8-inch fans that I had been using, so again, trying to reuse what I had. But we got the 2 8 inches going into the 12-inch duct here. But in the other rooms is where it gets real interesting. So we got 2 in here, just because they're smaller. Again, always want that negative pressure. We don't want hot air building up. So there's 3 6 inches intake, but 2 8 inches outtake. These actually move about 500 CFM more than the other 3 combined. These 2 combined suck more. So it's working great. It's really, really hot in this room. So we're gonna go back to the other room. Like, wow. I think last I looked, it was still 110 in that room, which is to be expected. So we're gonna go over to the other room. Let's go check it out. So this is where the hard work was. Like I said, that duct was massive. And we had to keep on running it. So there it goes again through the next room. But man, in these rooms, I didn't have any more fans. As you can see, I had the 2.8 in that room, and then I had whatever it is, 12 6-inch fans, which all had a place either out in the hallway or for the blue room intake. So I had to get new fans for the exhaust in these rooms, and I went big. I mean, this thing is massive, absolutely honking huge. I mean, this thing is an AC Infinity. I think it's 12 or 14 inch. I can't remember, but that's the impeller just spinning wildly there at full speed. Actually surprisingly quiet. Like, the smaller fans are louder, and I think that's because they probably have to spin at higher RPM to move air, but this thing will move almost 2,000 CFM per minute. So that's pretty much a whole air change in here a minute, which is just awesome. Especially now that I got some positive pressure coming in, so it the cold air comes in, pushes that hot air up and out. You can kind of see we used a lot of the hooks that were left for us by the previous person that was the grow facility. They hung a lot of stuff from the ceiling, so we have these giant network of cables. There's about 4 for every fan, plus, you know, the ducts being held a little bit by them too. So I mean, it was just hard labor. It doesn't look like it, but you gotta remember, this shelf's like way taller than me. Like, my hand's above my head right now. The camera's above my head. So that duct is like about 14 feet in the air, so a lot of time up on a ladder, moving, carrying giant ass objects. I mean, this section alone is like, who the hell knows? I don't know, like 6 feet long. The fan's like, I don't know, 50 pounds or something. The cable is rated for 150, so not worried about that going anywhere. And then you can see where our intakes continue through. So we have the one stopping in this room. This is the intake. Fresh air from outside for the green room, which we're in right now. Probably wondering why on earth I wasted effort putting a grill on it. That's actually so I can put a filter. Since I'm not using hard duct, it's all flex duct, there's no way to put like a real filter in the duct line. So by installing a vent, I can put vent filters. So there's actually a filter in there right now, filtering that outside air, limiting dust coming into this room. So that's green room. Yeah, lots of friggin' work. And again, just continues along these intake lines. So if we go to the other rooms, go check out some more. What do we got in here? This is gold room, so a little different layout. The door is a little to the left in this room, so we had to put the desk over here. But again, love having the chair. It's really awesome. Just, you know, roll it up there when I'm working on machines. It's cool. It's great. Love it. Again, another intake, another intake, another intake. One of them's not on right now, like I said. It's only got half the hallway ones on. And then, again, just another giant fan. And more giant ductwork. I mean, you don't see this big in a house by any means. I had to special order this 14-inch duct work. I mean, especially the Ys. I couldn't. It was so hard to find a Y, so I could have a Y in for all these giant fans. We do have. So we're slowly getting more machines running now that we have some ventilation. So you can see I have my RTX A2000 rig here going right now. That's an X12 oxyminer. We do have our man, I'm having a mind blank. Blue miner, or Blue Star L1 going. Got our mini Doges. Did start trying to fit this spot here. It's gonna actually be for these guys. My Z9 minis. I got 2 of them. One's brand new. This guy here. This one got real cheap, like I don't know, like 50 bucks or something. Used, and it's in pretty worn condition. Don't get me wrong. It looked. I've opened it up. I mean, it looks like it's been through hell, but I actually got it to kind of practice, you know, maintenance and whatnot on ASICs. Again, my experience is mostly with GPU mining, so ASICs are new to me. So I thought it was a good way at a cheap price to be able to like mess around, take something apart, you know, and not care too much if I break it. So maybe we'll do a breakdown video of this when I go to restore it. That's for a different time. We'll get to it. All right, so, and then the last room. What do we got in the last room? Oh, this is why I gotta put these on like the wall or something. The door just crashed right into it and whacked it right into my head. All right, red room. So this room is the easiest of the bunch because there was no real extending of the duct. You know, we just, where the tube ended coming into this room, we're like, that's where the fan's going. Don't need a Y. So that's the fan right there. So a little less going on in this room. You can see our little cables holding it up and everything. It's going great. Again, got our intake, another intake, which is that one. The one that you can see light coming through are the ones that aren't hooked up yet. But yeah, and we do got another octominer in here going right now. So this is my 5700 XT rig, doing kapow. We got some mini doges and some Katy lights. This is Bitcoin miner, an Avalon. Are unfortunately a little loud, so I gotta figure something out here. Fan-wise, a fan replacement. It's really weird. Okay, they'll never be as quiet as these light miners from Gould Shell, and those are meant to be home miners. But like, for example, that the Blue Star miner actually isn't that bad. It's only about 65 decibels, whereas these guys are like 75. And it's actually because of the fan that's on these. So the fans that comes installed on these and spec for the Avalons is 75 decibels, whereas that's, I took it off and looked at it, looked it up on the manufacturer website at 65. So I really want to replace these fans and drop it down 10 decibels. But they have a really weird fan connector. It's not proprietary, but it's not normal. So you can kind of see it here. It's a 2x2 4-pin rather than 4 in a line, so they're stacked. You can kind of see them here, to be honest, too, up top. So they end up getting stacked, which just, I haven't been able to find a fan yet that can move as much air as these while being quieter, that has that plug. If it was a standard 4 in a line plug, it could have been replaced already. But I'm having a hard time finding a 2x2 4-pin plug that essentially I'm looking something that can move the same amount of air, but you know, not be as loud. And that has been tough to come by with that type of plug. So if you know where to get those, you know, put it in the link down, like just comment down below. Be real helpful. I'm having no luck. So until then, these are off for now, just because they're a little too loud, and I do have neighbors in this building. So can't go completely balls to the wall sound-wise. And unfortunately, it's a high-pitch whine rather than a low pitch. Low pitch is easier to absorb. But that's kind of the next step, is we're going to be putting some acoustics that were in my house for mining in my basement, since I'm done mining there. So we're going to bring some of my acoustic materials and start layering up some walls in here, make it a little quieter, less transfer, and absorb some sound, hopefully out in the hallway too. So, because until that room's done down there, which is going to be a long time, the hallway is my office, so that's why you kind of saw a desk over here for now and whatnot. So I'd love it to be a little quieter while I'm working, but we'll get there. I mean, it's all a work in progress, right? But really happy with how the ventilation has turned out for doing it all myself. I mean, it was no easy task, like I said. It was absolutely miserable, and I am exhausted. But yeah, yeah, I think that's it for today's update. Like I said, pretty big update. We are like almost in full operation now. You know, any questions, tips, things you like, things you think I should do differently, hit like, subscribe, and hopefully I'll have another video up soon.